Hello there fellow humans and welcome to this video, and today I want to talk about the WoTB because it is in the shop again. Now obviously there is the container and there is the tank itself. If you want the tank, fuck the container, just buy the tank. Don't even look at the container, okay? Don't look at it. It's not there. Okay, good. But for 15,000 gold, is this tank worth it? Well, the thing is, it is a decent tank, but is it a great tank worth spending money on? Well, let's find that out now, shall we? Let's find that out. The thing is, you have the T-22 Medium, which is a tank that is seen as OP by a lot of people, even though it absolutely isn't. It's just good. And then there's this tank, which is ignored quite a lot. But why is that? Well, there's one difference, obviously. The T-22 has side armor, this thing not so much. Both basically have no front armor. Unless it's just plot armor, you know, when you have a very steep angle. So, but what it comes down to here is that this tank, like the T-22, also doesn't have a good gun depression because it's from the Russian-Chinese place, basically, and they don't do that, apparently. So that's quite a bad downside. But 6.1 seconds reload for 350 alpha damage. That is insanely good, gotta say. So the gun on this tank is great, but the mobility is just like this 268's aim and the mouse's ability to not block people. But there's that. Okay, I'm gonna have to get out of here somehow because the guy just pushed me forward. That's not helpful. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, yep, that's all of them, basically. Okay, now I'm gonna go around. It has very good mobility, so you can use that to get some nice flanks and to kill some grills that are exposing themselves for no reason whatsoever. Oh, so hurry. He's trying it. He's trying it. He's failing it. Okay. Should. So if you want to have a more in-depth statistical knowledge of the tank, then stay tuned because I will cover that after this game. Just want to not get boring right off the beginning, but show some gameplay first and then talk about why I can do what I just did, or I can die as well. That can happen. Okay, the Batshot's going that way, the 268's going that way. So I'm gonna put my money on peeking this, taking out the 268 because the Hori's not exactly looking, and then I'm gonna try to cover this ridge a bit and then try to kill the Batshot like that. Perfect. Kronlung's coming back. The Emil is doing something. Kronlung's dead. Okay, that's good. 2-3. It's not too bad so far. That's like a decent game, I'd say. And now there's only 2 left alive. And like, this is how you have to play this tank. You have to play like in sort of set positions, because obviously you don't have gun depression, so you can't really move it around like you could with an E50M or a more American tank there. And that's 3.2k damage. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. For a first game just like that, that ain't too bad now, is it? You know, you want to see it in reality. You just don't want to see some random ace games that happen once in a billion times. So yeah, as you can see, had a pretty good team there as well. The enemy kind of meh. So there is that. Now let's take a quick look here. I've already teased it. It's a very, very good DPM, 3,400. That's like top-notch medium DPM right there. 350 damage, 245 pen, which is meh. I don't use calibrated actually on most of my medium tanks. It's quite simple because I know how to play them. And if I can out-position an E100, I don't necessarily have to penetrate his front. So I'd rather go for the more DPM, so I can cause more damage, rather than going for the safe route and going for more pen. But if you ain't a great player, then I'd say calibrated is the better option there. 6 degrees gun depression, which is meh, and 30 dispersion. So you don't have a problem with accuracy at all. And the speed, it's Russian, basically. So it's quite fast. It is quite fast, and it's also very similar to the Object 140 in that regard. So, the one question that you want to know is if we go here to the premiums and the collectors at tier 10, there is exactly 4 of them. Are they worth it? Well, the thing is, the M60 doesn't even make your credits, so it is worthless. C-22 medium is a very, very strong tank. Doesn't have front armor, has a fuck ton of side armor, has 310 alpha damage, and a bit more DPM as well than the 121B. And then there's the MX-30B, which is just a shit copy of the STB-1. It's still a good tank, though. And then that remains with the 121B, which is like if you cobble a lot of things together. It's like if you cobble together an Object 140 with a T-62A turret, because you can't pin it, but have minor cupolas, and then put something like a NATO 105mm on it, which, like, pretty much all the other medium tanks have. You know, like the Batchat M60, STB-1, the MX-30, that 105mm, you know what I mean. If you put that on there. So, very weird cobbled together tank. And there is the 121, obviously, that has the higher alpha damage approach, which is also a pretty decent tank. It doesn't have gun depression though, which I don't like. But if you don't have a problem with not having gun depression, 6 degrees is perfectly playable, and you can play most spots with it. And the ability of this thing also allows you to just get straight into positions like this one, so that is quite nice. It's not a bad chat, but you don't need to be. Now the problem is, obviously, I'm the only medium on this team, and they have 2 medium tanks, because that's what the Batchat is. Wargaming, get your shit straight. I mean, if you look it up on the official, like, Tankopedia, whatever you call it, it is, in fact, a medium tank. It's just Wargaming being not intelligent. Just like this 62A is not being very intelligent, because they're pushing me, yeah? They're both pushing me. Focus targets here. Do I have a team? Come on, help. Hello? I do have a team. Nice. Perfect. That's how we do it, people. That's how we do it! And I still retained most of my hit points as well. That is great. Now, I just play the island. On this map, in case you don't know it yet, in case you haven't heard it a million times on my streams yet, on this island, on this map, if you have this island, if you have the mid-ridge, you basically can't lose. You have to be very, very dumb to lose a match on this map if you have control over this mid-ridge. So yeah, 2k damage so far. It's a pretty good team again. So yeah, it is a solid medium tank. Which means, in conclusion, that you should not buy it. Because the thing is, for premium tanks, you want to spend your money on what is the best option. And in this case, this tank is not the best option. However, if you want to see past the 15,000 gold, as it's 5,000 gold less than the T-22 medium tank, it can be worth it if you're collecting tanks. Or if you're looking to expand your arsenal at tier 10, then it can definitely be worth it. But for the main purpose of premium tanks, which is making credits, this is not a good option. Overall, it's a decent tank. It's nice. 15k. If you want to get more tier 10s, more, it's not said first, never get a premium as your first tier 10. That's dumb. If you want to get more, then quite simply, you can go for this tank. Because, I mean, it's 15k. That's about reasonable, I'd say, for this tank. So yeah, in the end, it's up to you. It's not worth for making credits, and it's not worth for being your primary tier 10 medium tank. Other than that, if you want it, you can go for it, obviously. And without hope or disappointment, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.